Hi, this is Aussie Rick, and I'm back to give you a little bit of a review of the wonderful Michael Moore, who apparently has been declared the Rust Belt Prophet. And as you guys know, I now live in sunny Australia, where we had to put up with Michael coming over to what was once a very respected Australian newspaper called The Australian. In fact, it's literally the best paper we have here, and Michael gets on there to give a diatribe about Donald Trump. He's of course, gloating in the fact that apparently he was one of the only commentators in the whole of America who predicted Trump would win and become the 45th president. What he doesn't sort of point out is that in his movie and elsewhere, he's also claiming that Donald Trump's going to be the last president. Now, I'm just going to say, well, look, lots of other people, other than the media hacks, knew that Trump was going to win, saw the writing on the wall, and if they were smart like me, actually took out a wager. So I bet 25 Australian dollars and won 400 Australian dollars, pure profit, and got my 25 back. So I'm not sure if Trump, if he was so convinced, or whether this was, the common ploy of the scaremongering, who's going to win, well, not really believing it, because I'll tell you what, if I was Michael Moore and I knew way back in July the odds were even better, then I would have voted on Trump with my money, and I would have cleaned up. But I don't think Michael did that. I think Michael's just bullshitting. And he's doing this thing of saying, because I doomed and gloomed back a little while ago, oh, look what I said back then. We'll ignore the fact that he went on to make this movie where it was a love fest with Hillary Clinton, where he was basically telling everybody, and I don't know if you've watched it, but this was the biggest load of bullshit I think I've ever listened to in my life. It's really making me quite sick. How he was declaring that he knew Hillary better than all the rest of us, because Hillary was simply waiting in the wings, ready to get her chance to be prez, so she could really start doing something right. And everything that Trump had been saying about her having the opportunity for 20 odd years to do something right, he claimed, ooh, the way we treated her as a woman was so bad, and we put her in her place and she started baking cookies. Yep. Well, anybody believes that tosh. Should probably switch off right now, because I'm going to have a pretty good go at Michael the Moose Moore. I don't think he's a prophet, and I don't think he's from the Rust Belt. I think he's left his roots behind and has sort of moved on to become a liberal elite. But anyway, apparently back in July he posted 5 reasons why Trump will win. These things are usually done to scare the hell out of, the swing voters into believing that what they're going to do is really wrong. And I'm going to make a bet with Michael right now. I'll put 100 Australian dollars versus whatever you want to put up. In fact, I'll match up to 1,000 Australian dollars that Trump, and I'll tell you what, let's go the whole hog. 10,000 Australian dollars, Michael Moore, I'm challenging you right now, put that up. Trump will not be the last president of USA. He's the 45th president. I think there will be a 46th. I think there's a damn good chance it's going to be Trump again. But we've got to wait and see whether he, caves under the pressure like most politicians do when they actually achieve the prize. I'm hoping different, but I'm going to put my money on this. 10,000 bucks, Australian dollars. We can even make it American. It makes it, quite a bit more, but I'm willing to put that up. That says that Trump will not be the last president of the USA, which is what Michael Moore has declared repeatedly. He says it very clearly, Michael Moore in Trump land. Maybe he's one of these celebrities, and yes, I did the air quote then, that believes that he can say whatever the hell he likes, like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going to Spain, I'm going to Australia, like Barbra Streisand. But then when it actually comes to it, he's going to do an Amy Schuster and go, wow, I was only joking, I'm a celebrity. Don't you know that I'm actually actoring? I'm not actually speaking the truth. I'm just acting, and I'm trying to sway you. He tried to sway us. There's a list of these, I'll put it bluntly, assholes who tried to use their celebrity to impress the sheeple out there. You should not do what you want to do. You should do what I tell you to do. Lady Gag was one of them. I mean, Barbara Streisand, some stupid bitch who waved around like a headless chicken. I mean, I've got to tell you, I watched that on repeat about 5 or 6 times. Watching her squawk and squirm, pretend to cry, and then tell us that she really wanted to leave, like right now. But all of her people around her were saying is, don't leave, you've got the voice, you must use it. Well, we had Johnny Farnham. You're the voice gonna tell me. I'm telling you, you're full of fucking shit because you're a celebrity that no one listened to. No one listens to people like you because you know what? Your celebrity, you've cashed your celebrity checks in, and it happened during the Brexit. And that's what I'm going on and talk about. Moore claims that Trumpism was nothing more than backlash against the establishment. And that's exactly what happened. According to him, he actually states that he was in Britain, in the UK, in the week leading up to the Brexit. Not during the Brexit, but in the week leading up, and he saw the fake bubble that was the establishment we're in. Yeah, well, he didn't get on TV and tell anyone that then. Not that I can find. And I certainly didn't hear of him. And what he's told us on his Trumpland show was that basically everybody regretted it. They woke up the next day and went, whoa, handbrake maneuver, like, what is the hell's going on? What did we just do? Well, you know what? Michael Moore's full of shit. And I'll tell you why. Because when we look at the figures and the people, by the way, the little snowflake student wannabes, by the way, I got a few of these. I kept some of the pictures. I'll show you these. The Clinton snowflakes. That's what I call them. And I love the look on their faces. I love the crowd mixture as well. But watching, I mean, look at him in the middle. Oh my God, did she really win? Oh no! Look at the grumpy faces at the fembots. Look at the black woman who can't even be bothered. She's on her phone like, yeah, whatever. Grandma over here, she's like, nah. We've got lesbo chick. I will put money on the fact she's lesbian. This one here, oh my God, I can't believe this. They're all wearing little Hillary badges, and they're all. She's like, duh, I was just born here. What? I mean, has she actually got a little angel snowflake? It is. Look at the precious little snowflake here. Oh no, Hillary didn't win. The glass ceiling's still in place. You know what I say? Fuck off, all of you. You lost. Anyone with a brain knew you were going to lose. But these people out there, when Brexit happened, they couldn't deal with it either. So they went, and you know what? I started a petition. And you know what? We're going to win. And we're going to force the recount because that's how it works with snowflakes who can't accept democracy. When they don't win, suddenly it's not democracy. Democracy means we can have, a recount, a revote. So 4.1 million. Sounds like a lot. Well, maybe you guys over in the US don't realise there's 57.5 million people in Britain. Yep, in Britain. Not the ones that were overseas, but the ones right there, which makes that 4.1 less than 10% of the population, which means who gives a shit? Who gives a damn what you people, the 10% of people, which is actually only a quarter of the people who voted for remaining, that weren't happy. So a quarter of those that lost out decided, we're going to stomp our little feet. We're going to throw all the toys out the pram, and we're going to get all angry about this. And then you get to watch... where's it gone? Oh, I shut it down. Damn. They had videos. The ABC, which is the BBC, who are the most, honestly, left-wing. They are so discredited, not only through their handling of all political issues for about the last 10 years. They lost all credibility with the British public. They were telling everybody, yeah, they're all going to win. And they got a few numpties out who went and said, oh, after I voted, I changed my mind. And when I woke up and realised that we were out the EU, which of course they're still not, and we're in November at the moment, and they're nowhere near being out, but we want to change our mind. And then some other tool who didn't even vote goes, oh, well, I figured my vote didn't count because I knew we were going to stay in anyway. And they trumped a few of these people out. They could only, I think, get 3 or 4 of them out of the 4.1 million. And of course it went nowhere. And that's exactly what's happening with the little rioting little pussies that are happening over in America with these people who apparently love Trump's hate. Unless we win, then hate, we love to hate Trump. And then we go and smash stuff and we burn stuff and we throw things at the police and we smash stuff up and we hit women and we abuse everybody. But the mainstream media are just, they're positioning that as, ooh, it's a big backlash. It's fucking nothing. And when you take out, the latest argument too is the populist vote put Clinton in. Well, take out the illegal immigrants, the all 3 million of them, and the populist vote voted for Trump. Get over it. So anyway, we'll move on. He's basically telling us that we're all having this thing at the moment where our brain's trying to protect us from something awful going on. Like his British friends keep thinking the Brexit might be okay. All they're doing is going back to their bubble, which is all warm and cosy and smells of cinnamon. Well, I think it's, he's equating that to the smell of food. I'm sure this guy, whenever he gets in his safe space, he's got lots of cinnamon buns around, lots of, ice cream and pizza and gosh knows what else is pigs eating. But anyway, nice try again. But then he goes on and basically he starts then denigrating Trump. He says that apparently he yelled at babies. No, he didn't. He actually made a joke which was meant to be ironic, saying, I don't mind when my speech to 10, 20, 30, 45, 50,000 people gets interrupted by one inconsiderate mother that lets her baby cry. He let her get away with it, thinking she'd take the hint, when she didn't, said, no, actually, get her out of here, get your baby out of here. He didn't yell at the baby, and he doesn't hate babies, just like he's not a misogynist. Now, we can take a quick look. Definition of misogyny: a hatred of women. Now that's what Maury claims that Trump basically, he says, then his misogyny was like a non-stop gold faucet that could not be turned off. So you know what I did? I went to a source that would not be for Trump. Women Lifestyle of the Telegraph. And it's basically Donald Trump sexism tracker. Every offensive comment in one place. So let's take a look, because there's this big myth going on that Trump was basically just spewing out these misogynist comments, all through the campaign. He couldn't shut himself up and he couldn't be turned off like a gold faucet. This is what Michael Moore is known for, putting things out of sequence, like sleight of hand, making people think that people do and say things that they really didn't say, or they said, you're taking it out of context, or they said it a long, long time ago. And I'm sure if we had followed Michael Moore around, I'm sure he's made some interesting comments about food, about his lack of being able to get women, about the fact that he, can't wake up and look in the mirror every day because he sees a water buffalo looking back at him, and, and his choice of hats. I mean, come on. But anyway, let's deal with the big one, the pussy comment. I love this one because it was taken out of context by everybody in the media, especially Megyn, I don't know how do you pronounce that name, Megyn Kelly, who is a self-righteous feminist but doesn't want to call herself one because she knows how discredited feminists have become recently. But let's hear what Trump actually says. Now, what you would have heard in the mainstream media was Trump's going around grabbing women by the pussy. Even the president the Barry whatever, but Obama, Mohammed, whatever his freaking name is, that liar in chief, the one who claimed that he only found out about Hillary's emails, not when he emailed her under a pseudonym, but in the media like everybody else. Liar. He had a big go at Trump about this and go, oh, he's a sexual assault, a predator, sexual predator. What he's talking about is what every celebrity, male celebrity, footballer, person who's really rich knows. Women are like this. Not all women. A certain subsection of women allow themselves to be denigrated and treated as sex objects in the hope that they will bag a rich and or famous man. Well, rich and hopefully famous too. And what he's saying is, they let you do anything, even grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. He doesn't ever state here, and if you need to hear it again, I'll play it to you again. He never states, I grab them by the pussy. When he says, I kiss, I don't even wait, what are we talking about there? Put it into context. At the end of a date, does, he, as he's walking the door, does he wait and go, oh, maybe I should kiss you, like, non-alpha male? He's an alpha male, we get that. So he goes in for the kiss, but he then points out what they will let you do. Now, this could be what people have told him. This could be his own experience, but he doesn't actually specify. And I know all the fembots out there would just love to jump on and go, wow, he's definitely talking from experience. Well, you know what? I ain't going to cut in the court of law, lady, so don't even try it in the court of public opinion. But let's listen to him again. So they talk about a woman outside the bus now. Not once there does Trump say, I grab women by the pussy. I go around sexually assaulting women. And people like Michael Moore have just jumped on this while ignoring the blatant breaches of conduct by Hillary Clinton. Trey Gowdy, you'll see him over here. Trey is one of the guys in America I love. He's a hard-nosed ex-prosecutor who just will not give up. And I've got to tell you, I wish he was the next president. Well, if Trump does well, he should have a second term, and then Trey Gowdy should come along. Because Trey's one of these people who goes after people and is not scared, and he's smart as a whip, knows his stuff, and won't give up. And what's been proven about Hillary Clinton is she is a bare-faced liar who lies about her lies. She's lied to the FBI, she's lied to the American public, and she's lied to Congress. And she does not ever say she's sorry for that. She says she's sorry for the email, she's sorry for getting caught. That's the oldest one in the book. Anyone who works in IT like I do will tell you what she did was so wrong, and all that crap about 17 US agencies found there was nothing she did that was wrong, or there was no breaches. Anyone who knows anything about IT will tell you, like many people have come on, tried to get on mainstream media but have been ignored, will tell you that any hacker worth his salt will not leave a trace on the server logs, which is the only log, other than I don't know, possibly internet provider logs and stuff. But if people are really good, they will hack this stuff and you will have no trace. Not hard to do. And her claim that she'd been cleared, that her server was never hacked, is just a bare-faced lie. It's like the one about the 17 security agencies who said that Russia was involved in the hacks. WikiLeaks came forward and said, no, they weren't. They were not our source. But you know what? We can't believe Julian Assange, the great Australian, who's trying to avoid being extradited to America. Hang on a sec. Sorry, just had a cough. Trying to avoid extradition to America based on trumped-up charges that have already been settled by one prosecutor. He just got interviewed by another couple of women prosecutors, women police and prosecutors. It's an interesting choice, but he never raped anybody. The condom broke. The women complained later. They are seen to be, by anyone with intelligence, honey trap, and one of them withdrew the allegations and claimed the police made it up. But none of that's getting in mainstream media because you guys want to view Assange as being, a terrible, nasty guy. He actually saved you from Hillary. He should be given a pardon. Anyway, let's move on. Michael Moore then goes on to talk about how everybody basically, apparently a Colombian cleaner told Tom Moore should be voting for Trump. He asked why, it's a big shock because my demographics don't tell me that you should be. And basically she said that she agreed with Trump how Mexicans mess it up for everyone else from South America. It's like anyone who's a legal immigrant, they don't want the illegals either. What these stupid establishment people like Moore, Clinton and the DNC all believed is that if you're black, you're going to hate Trump. If you're Mexican or an immigrant or an illegal, you're going to hate Trump. We watched Barry then basically encourage illegals to go and vote. 3 million of them did. Wow, thanks for that, mate. I'll tell you what, if that was in Australia and he did that, he would have been lynched. And I don't mean that in the wrong way because he happens to be black. I mean he would have been hung up from the nearest pole because it is such treason to tell illegal immigrants come and vote in an election. Why not just say, I'm gonna pardon all prisoners, and by the way, you can vote too. Then he moves on. He has a go at Nigel Farage. Now, Nigel Farage has been he's the Trump of England. The only problem is he wasn't as media savvy. He got caught out a few times, in bad poses, which of course always got put into the mainstream media about him. They picked up that one guy who happened to be part of his party happened to be a pedo. They ignored the fact that the Labour Party and Liberals were running sex rings, this is the mainstream media selective reporting to give the result they want. Farage campaigned very hard, did a very good job, and what Michael Moore, the Clinton lover, said about him. He basically called him a reject from Monty Python. Now, I don't know, I'm looking at this guy here and I'm saying you're a reject out of, and by the way I haven't seen him, but Lord of the Rings, the Muppets. You are a caricature of yourself. You're a fat slob who's self-important, wears stupid hats, has no dress sense, and honestly, I don't understand why you think you're a celebrity. You've made a couple of movies that later on we find out you misedited, misquoted, did a few bits of trickery and whatever, and now apparently you are someone we all have to listen to. He then goes on to talk about that his intellectual liberal friends. So he's one of these elitists. He's in fact the very thing everybody who voted for Trump rallied against. Self-important, self-opinionated, self-appointed intellectuals from the left, which are the most divisive, inciting, radical, and honestly, when you really look at it, other than I was not a big fan of the Bushes, but and they were Republicans, but the left in America seem to be the ones that are most violent and have the most violent reactions when they don't get their way. So this guy goes on to call Nigel Farage a reject from Monty Python. Nigel Farage is actually a well-respected, self-made, highly intelligent man who is, like Trump, repeatedly caught out of, what would you call it, candidly, and they post that. Now let's just go back and have a look at Michael Moore's pictures. And we can just do a quick search and see what pictures come up for Michael Moore. And I gotta tell you, they are all unflattering. I mean, every single one of these. Just look at him. He looks like a bloated pufferfish. He looks like a water buffalo. He looks like an angry loser. Every one, he seems to be sporting some hat, like, you know, oh look, oh, and here's Michael Moore for America, because he really cares about America. But he wanted Clinton, that little lying bitch, that witch, that corrupt, narcissistic, horrible piece of work. He supported her. That's all you got to remember in all this. Oh, he also loves this woman, Rosie O'Donnell. He thinks that when Trump called Rosie something bad, I'll try and find it, because I'll tell you what, I would have called her a lot worse. And I don't care if she's a woman. She looks like that. I think it was something like about, would he want to have sex with her? Would anyone want to have sex with her? No. Apparently he also had a go at Huffington. Adriana Huffington, the biggest sellout. I mean, go to Huffington Post anytime. You'll see 31 criticisms of Trump and one puff piece on Hillary. He also goes on to tell us that Michelle would have been the president if only she'd got the chance. This is, by the way, when you type Michelle in, how popular she is. This woman is a hater. You just have to look at a few pictures, not even the ones that are distorted, but the bad ones of her. And this joke who ran on, I'm a black man, so vote me in, and I'll do nothing. I'll do nothing that I've said I'll do. I've actually watched some of the earlier speeches, and the claims he's made, like most transparent government. And then take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is a woman who's going to be your first lady. I got to say, she reeks style. She's a bit too sexy for my book for president's wife. A POTUS. FLOTUS, isn't it? Yeah. But holy hell, compared to this, and the best she could do with that little recent, like, oh, try to make me look sexy and get my hair all wind blown and whatever. She's a nasty piece of work. Always has been. I think always will be. And I was so disgusted when America sank so low to elect a person on their colour, because it became time. And that's what Hillary was counting on. It's about time a woman became president too. And that's why she can't, she's had to show her true colours recently. Crying at home, really pissed off, can't believe she lost. She thought she had it in the bag, but she didn't realise people are sick of it. And I'll tell every media commentator right now, and anyone who wants to criticise me, simple as this: the reason why you lost is not because it's a backlash against the establishment. It's just we're sick and fucking tired of professional politicians who tell us what they think we want to hear and are duplicitous liars, take money from the wrong people and do their bidding, and have denigrated society over the last 20 to 30 years, probably longer. That's all I can remember. But I'll tell you this, we're fed up to the fucking teeth with it. We want genuine, strong people who will speak their mind, and have the love me or hate me attitude. You don't like me, don't vote for me. But if you do, you're going to trust that I'm going to stand up and going to be who I want to, who I tell you I am. And I'm not someone who's listening to polls. And apparently right now, this woman has a 66% approval rating. What I say, we'll file that in the polls of Hillary was going to win by a landslide. So we go on, and basically Moore takes a piss pretty much. He claims Clinton was a terrible candidate because she was part of this well-established rich elite. Bullshit. He gave her a love fest on that stupid little movie he made, Trumpland. He basically bent over and did some rug munching right there on stage, humiliated himself, and then abused the people in the audience by calling on their national identity and the fact that they have a pride in the American nation, and even started playing the right tunes to get them, and went down the women's lib thing as well. Oh, how was she treated as a woman? And then they're zooming on women who are tearing up. I remember how badly Hillary was treated. They're not crying for the guys in Benghazi. I repeat it. Those same people weren't crying for the people in Benghazi that got killed, thanks to Clinton refusing to beef up security. So anyway, I call Michael Moore out as a total tool. I say you lie about England. You're not from fucking England, so piss off. Don't tell us how we believe, how we voted. Don't tell us how we're regretting anything. We're regretting nothing. These stupid snowflakes from the local college bust in probably like they were, like you guys, Soros and your other little fucking DMC friends are doing. We're not interested. You lost. Get over it. And diversity, fuck that. Alright, we're not interested in the GLBFWCKW ever. Anyone who wants to know anything about that, go and look up at a guy called Milo Giannopoulos. He will set you straight on anything to do with that. He's a really great gay guy. No problems against gays, by the way, or blacks, or any colour. I do have a problem against Muslims. Come and take a fatwa out of me, or take a jihad out of me. I don't give a fuck. You people are the most aversive people on earth, and I'll tell you why. Because if you want to stand up against anything, stand up against your own radical people that are killing people. Stand up and actually come out against them. Root them out of your community. Hand them in. Get them jailed. And let's get on with it. Then we'll be very happy to accommodate you in our countries where you are a guest. Australia, England, America, France, Germany, you name it, it keeps going. These people are diversive, sneaky characters, and I have several friends in the UK, two of which are called Mohammed. They'll tell me exactly the same thing, or have told me exactly the same thing. They don't like these people, but they're not allowed to speak out because of their community would shun them. And that's the real problem here, is people don't understand how these communities work, and they want to pretend like they're the rest of us, where we can just speak out. When you try and speak out, watch what happens. And for feminists to be supporting the Muslim Islam ideology, you are just idiots. You don't understand, they actually hate you. You're useful idiots. And more importantly, watch how they actually treat women. And that's what got me about Clinton. Claims to be a feminist and supports the Islamic states where women don't even have natural rights, don't have the right to vote, and Sharia law is usually against them. And I've had personal contact with people where they have been forced into giving their home to their husband despite them having kids and going living in council flats because of Sharia law, or whatever you freaking call it. All I say to you is, listen, pull your heads in. Trump won. If we're really lucky, Trump will have done what Brexit did for the UK. He's shaking everything up, and we will come out of this better. Even if he's not the answer, he's paving the pathway for politicians to go back to getting real and stop telling us what we want to hear and stop pandering to minorities, because those days are now over. And you can call it the far right, the radical right, whatever you want. You can block us. You can, use this political correctness, thought police. You know what? We're over it. We don't care. We're going to speak our minds. And little fembots like this that are on the screen right now should all just fuck off back to the bank of mum and dad and join the real world and realise just how stupid you look here. Never seen such stupid looking people. You're not voting for any. London remain proud, remain fabulous. Unity in diversity. Bullshit. Diversity does. Anyone who knows anything will tell you diversity does not bring unity. This idiot here, she looks like the ex-Prime Minister's wife, Cherie Blair, in the making. Anyway, starting off from Mossy Rick, I hope you either equally have enjoyed this or outraged. I don't care. Leave a comment. I leave my comments open and I do respond. If you hate what I've said, hey, don't just spew a whole lot of vitriol and build some crap at me with insults. Fight any point I've just said. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm open for the debate. And by the way, Michael Moore, my bet still stands. $10,000 US, you versus me, says that Trump will not be the last president of the United States. Or are you as full of shit as you appear? Aussie Rick, over and out.